Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will be learning about the span element in HTML. So to get started, what I have done, I have just removed all of the previous code from my HTML file and I am only having the H1 which says hello world. Okay, so let's go to the documentation on MDN. Okay, so this is the span element documentation, the span or the content span element. Okay, so this is the content span element documentation. Okay, so the span HTML element is a generic inline container for phrasing content which does not inherently represent anything. Basically, span element has no meaning behind it. Okay, it can be used to group elements for styling purposes, okay, by using the class or the ID attributes, or because they share the attribute value such as lang. Okay, it should be used only when no other semantic element is appropriate. So basically what it says like, hey, you should be using span only when like the B element or the I element or the EM element or something like that is not applicable. Only when you should use the span element. Okay, span is very much like a div element. We will learn about the div element in the next video, but div is a block level element, whereas span is an inline element. Okay, inline level element. And now inside of this particular example, they are having this particular example, right? And they are showcasing the use case for the span element. Basically, as you can see, this is a paragraph of text, right? So we are having two type of paragraphs, basically two paragraphs, and here they want to color some of the words differently. Okay, so this is having the red color and so on and so forth. So in this case, this particular text has no particular meaning, but we want to style that appropriately or style that differently. So in that case, span element is a really nice choice. So we will be using the span element to do so. So what I'll do, I will just go here, github.com, and here in most of the web pages, basically you will see the span element. Okay, so I just want to show some of the examples to you. For example, if I just scroll down here, as you can see, this is one paragraph, right? But here this text is a little bit more white and this text is a little bit grayed out. So if I just inspect, okay, as you can see, this particular text is in the span. Okay, and also there is this span as well, and basically these are inside of the h3 element. Okay, so let's see that in action in our code editor as well. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just go here inside of my code editor, and here what I'll do, I'll create a paragraph, and here I will add the lorem. Okay, lorem ipsum text here. All right, so as you can see, we are having this text. So for example, here what I want to just add some different colors to some of the different words. So how I can do that? I can do that by using the span element. For example, I want to just color this word differently. So to color this word differently, I have to have a selector. Okay, without selecting this particular text, basically I cannot color it differently, so I have to have a selector. So in that case, I can use a span element. Okay, and here I will just cut this one and paste it down here. Okay, and what I'll do, I'll just add a class of something like red, or let's do blue violet. Okay, all right, so we are having this class here. Once again, the class is basically like an ID, but ID can occur inside of the web page once, but I can use the class multiple times. Basically, I can use the same class multiple times for multiple different elements. Okay, I cannot use an ID to do so, but I can use the class. Okay, all right. So this is basically the selector. Once again, I want to do something like this as well. So I'll just copy this one, okay, and paste it down here, and I will just cut this one and paste it down here. Once again, I will just copy this one and let's do something like this, okay, and I will just cut this word and paste it down here. Okay, alright, so we have used the span element. Now if I go to the browser, nothing happens basically, right? Nothing happens because the span element has no meaning behind it. So now to change the color of those particular basically elements or those particular words, what I have to do, I can go here inside of the head of my HTML. So here I can open up the style tags, okay, and inside of that I can write some CSS. So I know this is not a CSS course, and if you do not know what exactly CSS is, it is totally fine. You don't have to worry about anything. I just wanted to show you some things, okay? So now what I have to do, I have to add a dot to select the class, which is blue violet in our case. So I'll just copy this one and paste it down here. And after that, I have to open up the curly braces, and inside of that, I can just add color equals to blue violet. Okay, all right. So if I just do that, now as you can see, this text which we have selected inside of the span element is now colored blue violet. Okay, so this is the use case when the span element shines. Okay, whenever you want to just style the element differently, then you can use the span element to do so. But if it is having some sort of a meaning, you can use the B element or the EM elements and so on and so forth. Okay, so yeah, so this is how we can use the span element to style the text differently, and this is one of the best use cases for the span element as well. Okay, and once again, as you can see, our span element is not dividing these particular words into the separate lines, so this is an inline element. So if I just inspect, and I'll just do something like this, and I'll just select this one, as you can see, the blue box basically is surrounding the content of that particular text. So this is an inline element, okay, and this is the span element. Okay, so this is another span element and this is another span element. Okay, so whenever we want to style the text differently, we can use the span element. And span element is a generic inline container, so it doesn't have any sort of meaning, unlike the I element or the EM element or so on and so forth. Okay, awesome. So this is the content span element in HTML.